Now I'm going to be splitting up this video into 4 different sections of Natsu all forms, starting with the age and then the power-up forms, filler, and onto speculations. So let's get into it. The first form that we've seen is Baby Natsu, and this was shown in the flashback of Zeref when he first created E&D. We see Natsu inside like this little demonic little tube or something, and we see him as a baby. I'm not gonna lie, he did have a big head for a baby. Like his head was huge, his body was small. So that's really the first form that we see, and you can kind of say that that's dead Natsu too. So Baby Natsu is the first form. Next form that we see is Kid Natsu, and that Natsu is basically when he was growing up and when he was chilling with Igneel and when he joined Fairy Tail early on. So we get to see Kid Natsu in flashbacks here and there, and to be honest, seeing that type of Natsu is some of my favorite moments in Fairy Tail. The third form that we've seen is teen/base Natsu, and the reason why I say base Natsu is because that's the Natsu that we've seen throughout the whole series, to be honest. Like he hasn't really changed that much. But even though Natsu is technically 400 years old, like take away the 400 years old part, he's still a teenager. He's around 17. So teen/base Natsu, that's a Natsu that we see on the regular. Now this Natsu is Natsu Dragon, the counterpart of Natsu, the Edelaw's version of Natsu. I had to throw him in here because even though he is his own person, he technically is still he's technically still a Natsu. So that's why I have him in here. Another form is a Natsu after 7-year time skip. Now, due to the fact that they're on Tenro Island, they didn't really change that much, like appearance wise, but he did still grow older, so that's why I have that type of Natsu in here. The next Natsu is the 1-year time skip Natsu. Now, this Natsu, when he came back with long hair, he was looking dope, and to be honest, I wish that Hiro Mashima would kept that design because he was looking swaggy. He was looking so cool. Like the long hair fits him perfectly. And the last Natsu that we've seen appearance-wise is Natsu after he woke up from the tumor. We've seen him. He has a scar. He looks relatively the same, but he has a scar going down like his cheek and his neck, and it makes him look so dope. It makes him look strong. So that's it for the age wise of Natsu. Now as for the power-ups, the first one is lightning, fire, dragon mode. We've seen Laxus, he gave Natsu some of his lightning. He's able to mix fire and lightning, and it's actually pretty dope, and I really like that form. Next one is Natsu's second origin mode. Now this is when Natsu, when he first got second origin activated on him, we see him get the markings all over his body. He looks possessed. He looks crazy. So I actually like the little design, even though it's temporarily. I like that little design on him. Next is Blaze Dragon Key mode with Igneel's power. Now this one's important because the Blaze Dragon Key mode, when he had Igneel's power, it was able to defeat Zeref because he had the power of the dead. Now the next mode is Blaze Dragon Key mode without Igneel's power. Now without Igneel's power, he's still strong, don't get me wrong. He's able to melt the ground around him and everything, but without Igneel's power, he doesn't have the power to defeat Zeref. He doesn't have the power of the dead. So that's the big difference between those two. The next form is when he uses Dragon Force through Etherion. Now this was earlier on in the series, back when he was fighting Jalal, when Jalal was evil, and he ate the Etherion, then he attained Dragon Force through that way. So that was I guess you could say a temporary Dragon Force, but that was the first one that we seen. Next Dragon Force is the Flame of Rebuke. That's when Jalal arrived, when he was fighting Zero, and he was like, here, take my flames, and Natsu ate it. He actually went in Dragon Force mode. Another temporarily power up, but it was still pretty cool. This Dragon Force is by far my favorite. It's the natural Dragon Force. It's the one that you just unlock straight up from being a first generation Dragon Slayer. We seen Natsu get it, and he looks pretty cool. He gets the scales and everything, and I loved it a lot. And last but not least, for the little power up mode is the God Slayer mode. Now this is when he was fighting Zenkro, and he combined both God Slaying and Fire Slaying magic and Fire Dragon Slaying magic together. That was dope because it was the first time we see something like that in the series. Now on to filler, we have the Black Fire Dragon mode. Now this is when he was fighting up against the celestial spirit Loki, and he ended up using it. It was cool to see simply because you get to see like the animation of black and fire going together. It reminded me of the God Slayer mode, so that's why I like it. Next is transformation magic. Now this one was kind of a gag because we had Natsu turn into Lucy. He was just playing around, so that was actually pretty funny. Now on to the speculation, my favorite part. First off, I gotta say that there is going to be like an adult Natsu, like a complete grown-up Natsu. He's gonna look dope. I can't wait till we see an adult Natsu with an adult Lucy at the end of the series, them together. It's gonna be amazing. Next is Etherion Natsu. Yes, I know that a lot of people, they've been debating whether he'll have a transformation. I think he's gonna have one, simply because all the other demons of Tartaros had an Etherius mode, so why wouldn't Etherion Natsu Dragneel have one? Next one is a dragon hybrid mode. Now, due to the movie poster that we've seen that we still have no news about, it shows Natsu in a dragon hybrid mode. So this leads me to believe that, hey, he might turn into a dragon hybrid. And last but not least is Natsu Dragon mode. Yes, I think that at this point he would turn into a full-on dragon. I know Igneel said he was creating antibodies, keyword was, and maybe those antibodies ran out, maybe they didn't, but this could lead him to turn to a dragon. But that's basically it for Natsu all forms. What's your favorite form of Natsu? Leave it in the comment section down below. Peace out.